Does a flop in numbers mean that something is bad? Well, I would say yes. But in this situation, there's a little more nuance to that. So, X Men 97, apparently, from everything I've read, I haven't looked up the numbers myself. I wouldn't even know where to look. It is not done well. The streaming numbers have not been well. Of course, Disney Plus is not really doing well in the streaming space. We all know that. This is if you go back, I would say 5 years, this would be a shock to be in this place now and say Disney has a streaming service. They have all of their show Marvel shows, Star Wars shows, and it's just not doing well. It's one of the worst streaming services. You'd be like, no way that's gonna happen. I think Disney had a bunch of missteps along the way. X Men '97 though, I just watched the finale a few days ago. It took me a while to get through because, I've been busy, but I stayed up and I watched episode after episode. I think I got to episode 2 and then I stopped. I was, watching episode 3 and kept getting interrupted. So finally I said, okay, I'm going to watch all the way through to the finale. And man, was I surprised. Now, I've heard people say that the show itself is not good. Did it flop as far as the numbers? Like I said, from everything I read and everything I hear, it did. I have not verified that myself, so I'm not going to say, yes, the numbers, it flopped. I don't know. But let's just say I believe what people are saying. And let's say it flopped as far as streaming numbers are concerned. That may be the case, but I'm telling you, that does not mean the show is not good. When I watch X Men 97, I really do feel like it was a continuation of what I saw when I was a kid in the 90s, when I was a teenager. It was a continuation of that. It did not feel like there was a break from that till now. And I think that was actually done very masterfully. I don't know how they captured the feeling of that early show, but they managed to do that. Now, this is where Disney's missteps has cost them because fans now give them no pass. I don't think it would have mattered how good X-Men 97 is. You're going to have people blast X-Men 97 because Disney has not seemed to learn its lesson. Like at some point, if you make a certain thing, let's say you make a comic book or a TV show, people enjoy your TV show, and then you decide at some point, I'm going to go in this other direction. And the fans say, nah, we not rocking with that. We don't like that. You can go in that direction. You're free to do that. We're not going to join you because we don't like it. And you begin to lose viewership. Well, at some point you wake up and go, okay, the fans have spoken. They want to see a specific thing. I am going to give the fans that specific thing they want to see. And this is where I believe Disney has had their missteps. Disney has decided we're going to do what we want. And we don't care what the fans want. We know what they're going to want. Yo, sometimes that works. So there are companies that sometimes can forward project and look and see, okay, they may not realize they want this, but they're going to like it. I know they're going to like it. I don't believe Disney has that magic touch. Now, at some point, maybe they did have that magic touch. I'm not sure that Disney buying Marvel was the best option. Now, at the time, of course, it all made sense. But now, hindsight being what it is, I now look at that decision and I'm like, I don't know if Disney was the best company for this for many reasons. But with all that said, X-Men 97 was gritty. It felt like it followed comic book themes very closely. To end it off, it seems like they're going with season 2. If there is a season 2, it seems like they're going into the age of apocalypse, which is incredible. The things that happen in this series, I couldn't have predicted this. Like I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought that the series was going to be filled with things fans didn't care about, little side issues that we care nothing about. And there might have been some things here and there that alluded to certain things that, we don't really care for, but it wasn't the main focus. And this is all I ask for from the things that I love, the different sci-fi IPs that I love. If you have some erroneous thing I don't care about, okay, whatever. It's bound to happen. If a creator creates something, there's bound to be something within that storyline, the show, a TV show, movie, whatever, that you don't like. But if the story is overwhelmed with that thing you don't like, I can understand saying, yeah, this is not for me. If it's a thing here and there mentioned, I don't really care about that. It's in the peripheral. It's off to the side. Yeah, you mentioned this. Who cares? That's not even a focus. It was something that was mentioned in passing. And if you weren't really pay attention, it was just a blip and it went past you. And I think that's what you see in X-Men 97. There are things in there that you probably won't like, but they're not the focus. It was focused on, it was a story-driven cartoon. The art was good. The music was good. The progression of the characters was good. You see Magneto take over the X-Men as Xavier is thought to be dead, but he's actually not dead. He's off with the Kree, and that's a whole nother thing. And then Xavier comes back, and then there's an issue with Magneto. And I tell you what it felt like as some of the scenes played out. If you remember Jim Lee's X-Men from the 90s, it felt like reading that comic book. That's what watching this show felt like. And I know a lot of people are probably going to see this video and go, oh, the show sucks. How could you say this show was good? Look, I think this is what I personally think. And I'm not saying that my opinion is law. I think people who are saying the show sucked want it to suck, but it doesn't actually. But they don't care because they're just done with Disney. And this is why I say Disney has lost favor. What can you do about that? And it's a shame and it's unfortunate because X-Men 97 could have been a crescendo, a masterpiece of masterpieces. If Disney was in any other position, if they had maintained favor with fans, if the movies they had put out have been consistently good up until this point, and they stayed on story, on topic with the stories, X-Men 97 would be praised as one of the greatest cartoons of this generation. In my humble opinion, I think it would have been celebrated as such because it was done well. I almost felt like I was taken back in time, but in a good way. Like I said, the continuity from the early to mid 90s X-Men cartoon to this one, it was seamless. You could probably, and I didn't do it, I probably need to now. You could probably go back and watch all of the old seasons of X-Men and continue with X-Men 97, and you feel like you have not missed a beat. It was just really done that well. And it's unfortunate that it's not being received very well. Hopefully Disney learns a lesson in what has happened here. Now, will they learn that lesson? Unfortunately, I hope they do, but I just don't really think they will.